Hello everybody, it's Matthew here. Okay, I wanted to drop this episode in today just because it's a birthday special for myself. I've turned 38. I feel very young, feel very fresh. Well, say feel fresh. I've recently been getting over a chest infection just because with it being autumn here in the northern hemisphere, I tend to be susceptible to chest infections. Starting off with a cold, of course, and lately I've been hanging around people that have got colds, sniffly noses, basically, and my daughter ended up with bringing home a cough from school, and one morning she woke up, came into the bedroom asking for something, and she coughed on me, and from that point on it kind of developed. So unfortunately I ended up with a chest infection. I'm getting over it now, so I'm feeling more like myself, which is great, but it was an humbling experience because I'm not normally unwell. I'm normally fighting fit, full of vitality, energised and ready to take the world on, which is how people know me, basically. But as I said, on the up, I'm improving. I'm almost over it now, and it's just about looking after myself. Over these last 10 days where it's got the better of me, it's just been generally a case of looking after myself, resting as best I can. It's also been a case of drinking warm drinks like, your tea, my 2 coffees in the morning generally, filter coffee with no additives in it, just generally filtered coffee, which again, I have in moderation. That's why I meant by just in the morning generally. And having some herbal teas. The herbal tea that I've been having over these last 10 days, and I generally have them anyway, is lemon, ginger and turmeric. So that's been nice, and then generally just drinking plenty of water, doing some very light exercise, some light physical activity, but generally just taking things easy and allowing my infection to clear, basically. And it's almost last day or 2 now of this, and I should be back to fighting fit. So that's good news. But again, this is a birthday special, and I wanted to just share with you my 4E's framework. These are a step-by-step framework for how I work with people, individuals, groups and teams, in terms of, making them making them realise how much better they can be, and kind of getting them unstuck as well in life. So just to summarise, these 4 E's are: number 1, engage; number 2, embed; number 3, empower; and then 4, finally, emanate. Now, just to summarise these in a little bit more detail, first step I do with clients, again, individuals, groups or teams, when I'm coaching them or mentoring them, is I engage them in powerful questions and conversation. And this is more about me asking the right questions, more around the when, where, the what and the why, and figuring out what patterns have been keeping them stuck recently and in the past. Patterns generally do keep us stuck. Patterns of thinking, patterns of feelings, patterns of behaviour. And then, of course, we get the outcomes we get because of the patterns that we keep going back to. So it's up to me to engage the person or the people in powerful questioning and conversation, and then listening to hear between the lines as to where the real gold is, so that I can help them discover what's within them and how they can change. So that's the engage part. If I don't do that part, then obviously I can't figure out what patterns are keeping them stuck, and what maladaptive patterns are preventing them from becoming their best self, okay, on a daily basis. Number 2, the second E, is embed. Once I've done the engaging part and figured out what the patterns are, it's then about trying to help them recognise the pattern and then accept and then create new ones. So accept the patterns as they are, understand them, and then it's about helping them create new ones. And of course, patterns, habits, behaviours, they're not easy to change. So it's up to me to be there to try and support them in that, which then leads me on to my third one, which will be empower. That's an energy kind of thing where I encourage and I promote good behaviours, good habits, that hopefully then lead to good feelings and good thought patterns. And of course, this nice positive loop goes round on a daily basis, and people become more conscious of their thinking, so that they can obviously be more conscious of it and do better with their thinking, and then create better outcomes from that as well, and deal with outcomes that aren't very favourable when they happen as well. So again, back to the second embed, it's about embedding new conditioning, new programming and new patterns, but that takes time. Okay, it's about making sure that I'm educating that person, or getting them to understand what their old conditioning and programming was doing to them, and then obviously helping them to recreate new conditioning and programming, so that they can then adapt better to life, rather than be maladaptive, which is all about, you know, choosing the behaviours like drinking, drugs, and watching TV, entertainment, scrolling, you know, social media, all those things. They're all maladaptive behaviours. And of course, things like being in a mood and retaliating and tantruming and all these other things. So, yeah, that's the first two, engaging and embedding new conditioning. And then we move on to step 3, which is empower. And again, this is me encouraging and promoting positive energy creation through positive pattern creation. So this is about me spending some time with them and being available for them over message, or over a phone call, or over a video call, or face to face, where I can give them the nudge, give them the push, you know, press them for a bit of urgency, so that they can obviously feel like, oh, hang on a minute, I can do this. Okay, and it's just that generating the growth mindset, keeping open to new possibilities, and knowing that anything can happen, anybody can change, and we all have infinite potential if we give ourselves permission to realise that, and to think that. And that's where the power comes, really. That's the empowerment piece. The empowerment piece is really important, but it's about planting that in them, planting that seed, sowing that seed, and getting them to water that seed regularly, provide it with the sunlight, a bit like a garden, pull out the weeds of the bad thoughts when they come, reframing those thoughts, creating better ones, etc., and generally just empower them themselves from within, because that's basically what it is. You know, the power is within us. It's just about coaches, consultants and mentors like myself just holding up the mirror and listening between the lines, so that I can then help them to feel more empowered, and independently as well. The idea is to do this to the point where the person then no longer needs me there too much, just to check in every once in a while. And then finally, step 4, emanate, which is then, once the engage, embed and empower steps have been delivered, then it's about, because then those 3 will enable me and enable them to fill up their cup, to fill up their energy with positive energy, with resilience, with, you know, so they can be more perseverant in their approach to things, be faith and trust, those sort of things. Fill them up so much with positive energy that they can deal with anything, basically. Again, full of resilience, and full of faith and full of hope, and all those really, really nice energies, love and peace, gratitude, things like that. And then emanating would be then that those that they come into contact with, whether that's an individual having contact with somebody else, or a group emanating into the group, or in a team having that team player element, and generally having that effect on the rest of the team, having that team energy. It's about emanating. So it's about them pouring into others. Pour your positive energy into other people, making them feel that they can do whatever they want to do as well. That we all have infinite potential, and we all have, if we're open to opportunities, and we're open to opportunities, and we're have a growth mindset, and we are willing to take the leap, anything can happen. And it's about just being completely open to possibility. And as I say, from an emanation point, it's pouring positive energy into other people. And when negative energy does come about, it's being in a frame of mind, in a state of body, within our heart, that we are then able to deal with the lesser favourable outcomes better, with more resilience, and handle them better. And rather than resisting them, to lean into those uncomfortable, unfavourable feelings and thoughts and outcomes, but then reframing them and pivoting them and adapting them into better outcomes overall. So it's just adaptive behaviour over maladaptive behaviour. So this is what I help people do, work through the 4 E's. It's my lovely framework. I love it. And if anybody ever wants to work with me through these 4 E's, do get in touch with me. You can contact me via any of my social media channels. You can contact me via WhatsApp. I'll drop the number here as well, +44 for the UK international code, 7460 743 788. And you can reach me that way, and you can have a session free on the house and see if it's a good fit for you, and I can help you recognize the patterns that are holding you back, help you create new ones, and empower you so that you can emanate and affect other people in a positive way as well, which is basically the idea of life, is that we are all part of one, and we all want to make sure that we are loving each other, and we're being kind and compassionate, and we're feeding positive energy into each other, and having that together spirit, no matter what, through forgiveness, through love, through peace, through hope, through faith, through gratitude, especially all these things. It's all about creating those more positive emotions, which in turn help us to adapt, become more adaptive, and live life more fully. And as I say, I've recently had this chest infection, still have it now, lingering on my throat a little bit, but I am pretty much over it now. So in the next couple of days, hopefully it'll pass, and then it's about just trying to, with it humbling me, it makes me realise that I'm not as invincible as I thought I was, and that's a bit of a fixed, stuck mindset that I was in, because I thought, because of how well I look after myself, that I could never get sick, but here I am, struggling to breathe sometimes, and all because of a weak chest with my asthma at this time of year. So there we go. That's this episode on my 4 E's. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. It is a birthday special, and in the next episode I'm going to talk about my manifest action principles. There are 14 of them, and then in the following episode after that, I'm then going to talk about my Joy of Wellbeing program, which is 14 principles of how to it's basically how to set things in place, the principles for enjoying more well-being in life. Basically, it's a really nice program full of 14 principles. Their check sheet, it's basically a check sheet really, and if you apply the principles, then you'll enjoy more better well-being, positive well-being. And with the manifest action one, it's more about kind of manifesting both your present and your future, and not letting your past dictate your current and future reality. So anyway, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that this podcast of mine becomes more of something that people want to listen to in the future. Please do drop a comment if you like it, if you want any other topics to be discussed, and if it's around any of my 6 areas that I work that I work with, which is health and lifestyle modification. If it's fitness, if it's football or soccer, education-wise for players, parents and coaches. If it's high performance related, then again another great topic that I can focus on. Then there's leadership, more from a reverence standpoint. Servant leadership basically, and then finally careers, and helping people age 16 and over, even those really at 13 and 14 that are looking at career pathways and looking at what their strengths are and things like that. Helping people with their career mindset basically, and their career approach, and those sort of things. So any of those 6 areas, if you feel like there's a topic that you'd like me to raise and talk about, then please do drop it in the comments. If you want to get in touch with me regarding any coaching, any mentoring or consulting or anything like that, or you want me to do a motivational speech for your team, anything like that, again, drop me a WhatsApp message to +44 7460 743 788. I am on all social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, basically Twitter, the old Twitter, all those things. And I've also got the website as well if you want to visit that. Reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. Have that free consultation, and we'll see where we go from there. As I said, hope you've enjoyed this, and happy birthday to me. And let's just hope that I continue to improve with my clearing of my chest infection. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope you have a lovely week, and enjoy the remainder of October 2025. Thanks so much for your time, guys. Bye for now.